It's been a while since I haven't been online on Roblox since anywhere for just like that time as well. And it's been a while after the anti-cheat has been released to the public around here, like anywhere on itself, that all of a sudden Roblox is spying all of the children around the world just like social credit system like any other worlds that spread across the world, including the truck lane policies, like all over the world, like whatever it is. Be sure that I'm gonna be playing RO-Scale Sandbox, but before I'm gonna begin to play around here, I am ready to see the new loading screen about of this thing, but I cannot believe that I'll be ready to facing the new startup. The Roblox startup is absolutely gonna be like this. If I'm gonna be playing for this button, I am going to do it for something a little bit as well. So it's gonna be loud music that I'm gonna be playing for this moment. So we'll see. We should absolutely go on to start up for around here. So if I'm gonna be playing Roblox around here, there's a new startup screen just popped out of nowhere. Well, let's see what happens if I'm going to get kicked out of Roblox for good. If countries banning Roblox for unknown reasons. So this should be able to take a while. This is the new startup screen, just for now. So if I cancel it, well, that doesn't going to happen around here for just like this. It will be waiting for a couple of few minutes around for just to start up the game. I felt a little bit confused around here for this one. It has been 11 days. I can't able to get back to Roblox around here. 12 or 13 days, 18 days or something since the start of the summer. So today is spring. Looks like anybody is going out for around here for this one every weekend until storm comes by the end of spring. So I'll be waiting for around here until the game starts. So I may not absolutely gonna be playing this whenever what it is. I'm gonna load the California corridor since that I just totally started up for this video. So we're going to head over here and let's spawn in low budget Amtrak Superliner. So we're gonna be doing this again of this one, but hopefully it will be absolutely so longer than unusual. So even though we're gonna be making a budget Amtrak Superliner as fast as we build here for something as well. So I'm gonna be started up over here and make something a little bit for something like this. So it's not gonna be right over here. RBLX as well. So this is the F40PH that I'm just going to be spawning a zero budget Amtrak Superliner. I'm gonna be spawning over here, and then over here right next on to is there. So this must be for some other kinds of loud diesels as well, even though I'm gonna be switching all the way up into the volume 2. So however, I'm probably going to find something a little bit this thing out. So I have absolutely making for this train that I just definitely wanted around here for just like that. So I just did a little bit mistake in a few clips around here when I was doing an attempt around here. So look how the diesel's around here, but I did something a little bit for one thing as well. So It's just like a mid-tier trains like these. I'm going to be for this rolling stock instead around here. Let's go for the Horizon coaches. So I may not actually go to be spawning as well. Let's spawn the baggage cars and the combine cars like that. Shouldn't actually look like anything like this. So hopefully I should absolutely go on to spawn a little bit more for one reason. I'm gonna be spawn 2 of these baggage cars and even more as well. So, however, in this game around here, since after that the game was taken down by Amtrak, unfortunately, we will never able to see Amtrak trains ever again for good. So, this is why it's absolutely, for some reasons like this, wasn't going to be look like that anyways. So, nothing could absolutely gonna be returning like anything for itself. This is not the KAI from anything as well. Let's go for the Horizon coaches or something like this, or some sort of Rockfort Am fleets for some sort of like anything as well. So the Metroliner Am fleets or something like even more coach like these trains, but I'm not actually sure if I'm going to find something all the way down here. So there's no Am fleets, and anywhere it goes except the Game Pass trains are completely everywhere. So that must be for one of the coach for some sort of the RFL. Now, even other kinds of coaches like the Superliner could be required for Game Pass. I'm not going to get a little bit for something like these, even though that I did it eventually going to spawn them all around here for one of them. So there must be baggage cars and combine cars around here. Especially I'm going to put something a little bit for one reason. So that must be for some sort of coach 2 and anything as pace 3. Now this won't actually going to be look like that anyway, so I'll be spawning a little bit as fast as possible, including the US Link trains. As we already heard it from around here for this one, I have already finished around here of the zero budget Amtrak Superliner that I just made from anything around here from the US Link coaches or something like the Amtrak Surfliner coaches, like anywhere what it does. Instead of the Horizon coaches, like therefore, I just using for some Am fleets whenever where they coming around here, as they have been approaching so slow that I'm not absolutely going to be waiting for. So there is no lights, no cab at all, and so here comes the Superliner. We already heard it from. yes, this train that I just made so long, and that eventually reaching throughout the railroad crossings. Of course, this train was absolutely long, and it was absolutely outstretches for something like whatever what it is. It's the Zero Budget Amtrak Superliner. Before I'm going to tune this train, I need to be even something more powerful what I'm just not going to be imagined. And so on that railroad crossings didn't eventually work like anything as well. So I'm going to be tuning up for some of the locomotives as well. So this is how the speed is going to be, and it won't be going to be necessary as well. And I did something a little bit wrong. Let's just do for a realistic simulation around here for this one. 0.80. The top speed won't be going to be necessary as well. So even that I'm just going to type 30, it should be even faster. Release the loco. Another address. We go. And I'm going to be setting up speed to 30%. The acceleration could be eventually going to be a little bit more realistic as well. So there we have it. Release the locomotive. Another one. So eventually, if we're going to be moving around of this locomotive, we'll be turning on the headlights on. So look how the train, how long what it is that I eventually made up for some sort of a little bit much for some sort of thing. So I never probably hear the diesels that I just went there before. So before I'm just going to head all over to do this as well, it's definitely even more louder than I never used to be. So these railroad crossings have just worked frequently. And if I'm never going to be seeing around here throughout the end of this track, I'm going to make a minimum speeds around here for this one as well. And we'll stop right here, right next into the railroad crossings. Of course, that wasn't going to be just like even though as well. So that definitely worked frequently as well. When you step to the tracks, and that won't even necessary as well. There is no new stations around here. It's just a far end. Oh gosh, this won't be going to be necessary as well. And that cannot be something like that eventually. So we'll make sure that the train could be eventually going to start rolling for itself. There's no new updates until further notice around here. We're still absolutely going to be hearing that sound effect like this.
We got bagels! Wow!
It goes upside down and even pretty weird. So once the passengers have completely boarded the train, and anything shouldn't actually going to go around here for this one. I didn't actually try to activate the railroad crossings, so I just definitely touched it a little bit for this way. So after the passengers have loaded throughout like anything as well, I'm not pretty sure that won't be necessary as well. Sometimes they have thrown the baggage of these things, whatever what I just not going to say around here for this one, I may not actually gonna be using for just like that anyway. So they have thrown all the baggage in as well, and the train will be absolutely ready to depart earlier this week. I can't believe this is absolutely only one reason that I just gotta be try to get things a little bit straight as well. So we'll hear the train horn first before the train is about to move. Until we gotta be turning on the bell, let's just hear it. And so it's all aboard for this train. And well, the train hits around 150 miles an hour. And well, this is definitely a little bit faster than where it was. It won't be going to be necessary, but I just never thought of that. So, it gains a lot of more speed that we not going to be pretty sure. It's absolutely heading towards into other kinds of like these things, or other kinds of tight corners, but will not absolutely what happens to the Santa Fe baggage cars. These rail cars might actually sound like a jackhammer when reached it up for top speeds or higher speeds, whatever thing it goes. The train is absolutely going to be re-accelerating back and won't going to be anything further. And we might absolutely going to head towards into another railroad crossings that won't actually going to take a little bit from its front. So, the railroad crossings are probably activated now. So, here comes that train. But looks like everything is absolutely going to be on the ride for a little bit for one thing as well. They absolutely stopped on the railroad crossing, and hear the train horns. We go and arrive at the crossings on time. And there she goes, out of sight. So we're gonna be about to fully stop of this train, and we're about to end up this video pretty quickly. However, if the baggage cars from the Santa Fe Super Chief was nearly okay, it's totally okay for sure. But looks like the train is absolutely going to come for a stop. Unless we're gonna turn off the bells. And well, that will be it as well for sure. If you're probably going to check it out of this game, I have just did build a zero budget Amtrak Superliner from the 1970s or the 1980s. You can check it out of this game, link in the description down below, as you'll be able to check it out like anything where it goes. So, Thanks for watching, for all your support, and you can enjoy like anything throughout, for it's something like that as well, according to the news around here for this one. So this is TC signing off, and I'll talk to you rail fanners and mini lads all later as well.